Like, they're just hot dogs. I don't get it. Right now it is 2:30 in the afternoon on Tuesday, August 6th, and we're just packing up. We leave tomorrow morning. That's why I'm going to do this now. We leave tomorrow morning to go to Vancouver for 3 days, and then after that we are going on a ship to Alaska. It's a 7-day, what do they call it? The interior passage. Anyway, so where are we, Carol?
We're at the airport.
Where are we going, Carol?
Vancouver?
Was that supposed to be funny? Who would set up their own wife for a shot such as that? Only Ken Domik would. Where are we? What are we doing? Like, this is their 25th wedding anniversary, and like 25 years ago, Ken was 27 in 1994, and he had hair and he had some sort of potential, we guess, and on paper, it looked like he could have been somebody. And for the past 10 years, like, he is in this rut of making food reviews on YouTube for a channel that had its heyday a long time ago. We're talking like years and years ago. Ken was making cat videos back 10 years ago, and the food review videos became good for him. And so we stuck with them, and he doesn't change things, and now everything else has changed for the YouTube videos that deal with food. And Ken is, well, he never had any passion for food to begin with. And the reason that these reaction videos are being made is that Ken, in real life, is a rude, mean person. And I've also found all kinds of extra footage of him drinking and acting like a jerk on YouTube, and he leaves the footage up. I've saved it. Since this channel got started, other people have showed me the material that shows that Ken Domik really is an alcoholic, which is why he looks so wasted at only 52. He looks much older. So off they go to Vancouver, and I'll let them finish talking. Like, it's like the 25th wedding anniversary, and this is how he treats his wife on video, and then publishes it too. Women invest in men they have children with. These two have got two kids, boy and a girl. They're now young adults, and back in the day, Ken looked like he could have been somebody, and now he's in this rut of making this food videos, and the channel has had its heyday years ago, and Ken will not change, which makes the videos funny to watch how bad they are. So I'll let them finish talking, and we'll keep this moving along.
Vancouver first?
Yes.
And we're staying in Vancouver for 3 days?
Yes.
And then jumping on a ship. And we're headed north to Alaska. You ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
That little gimmick of having Carol give the thumbs up has been scripted ahead of time by Ken himself. And he thinks that is cool and entertaining and not weird and stupid, which is what it is. Anyway, Ken is about to run some really boring footage of them walking through the airport, so I'll talk over that too. Let's let them get back to this. This sort of footage would be boring even if Ken was a celebrity, which he is not. Here they are walking through the airport, using an escalator. Oh, Air Canada, wow. Moving the luggage, walking around. You see, if you add music to this, it doesn't make it any better. Like, once you've experienced Ken do this several times. Oh, look, Raptor stuff. Wow, great footage. Oh, wait a minute. There's the gold footage. He's got footage of Tim Hortons? That is off the hook. Really, it is. Oh, he's got some Tim Hortons. Wow, you know, when there's music added to this, it's even better. Yeah. So, what Ken is about to do here is he's about to complain to his wife, and you'll notice, like, she's just pretending to laugh at it. He's going to tell a story about Tim Hortons not having his sausage or his bagels or whatever, and it's a really boring, stupid story. And watch her, like she's pretending to be entertained by it. So, I'll just let Ken speak for himself. Here's a really boring and stupid story about Tim Hortons from Ken Domik. Here you go.
It's to the point where I notice now that every time I go to the airport and order anything at Tim Hortons, they either burn the hash browns, they don't have hash browns, they don't have biscuits, they don't have, as soon as I order my sandwich, we don't have sausage anymore. Like, holy cow, it's 10 after 7 in the morning. They've run out of hash browns, which I think they didn't even have. And then I just like, what is going on with Tim Hortons at the airport? It is insane.
They need to do
Every time I come here, something's wrong. I'm like, what is going on? I don't get this ever at a normal Tim Hortons. It's only the airport. So they're either not stocking the food properly, or... And it was the guy before me got sausage, and then they just ran out of sausage when I got my sandwich, so I had to put bacon on it.
So what Ken Domik does not get is that because he doesn't get his sausage and his hash browns, he is getting his coffee. And what he does not understand is that a big corporation like Tim Hortons puts a location in an airport as a special favor to its customers. The difference between an ordinary Tim Hortons and one that's buried in an airport is that an ordinary Tim Hortons is a freestanding structure and can be serviced by an 18-wheeler filled with Tim Hortons stock all day long. The Tim Hortons at an airport is meant as a super convenience, because an airport is all business. You have to drive far to get there, you got to spend a lot of money for what they have to sell, which are plane tickets, and you just want to get on your plane and get going, and that is it. The other Tim Hortons are for when you're going to work, when you're on break, when you're coming back from work, when you're screwing around during the day. The Tim Hortons that are not at the airport are there to serve you all day long, and they have full stock all the time. They have done their customers a big favor just to have them make the coffee available. So they have a lesser stock of the things that Ken Domik wants, and he sits there and he says, oh, this is wrong. It's something, you have to do something, Tim Hortons. Ken Domik does not understand food. He does not understand the food business. He needs to stop talking about food and stop making food videos right away. And you know what he's going to do next? While sitting next to his wife on their 25th anniversary, he is going to say, bitching. I'm sorry to be bitching. He's going to use the word bitching right next to his wife on their 25th wedding anniversary. Bitching. That is Ken Domik, folks.
Sorry for bitching and complaining, but Tim Hortons, get it together.
Now we have more boring time-lapse video photography from Ken Domik. He thinks this stuff is just amazing, top-level, gold material. Wow, look, the plane is going. And here's this angle. He does this in his videos all the time now. Okay, stop there. What the heck kind of an angle is this? The reason why you don't see anybody else use an angle like this is because it's a bad one. And if he's the only one doing it, okay, he's either a genius stepping apart from the pack, or he's a stupid idiot. And that is what he is. This is the... Well, I don't want to be dirty. This is the... I'll just use initials. This is the BJ camera view. And why does he confront us with this? Like, you don't get to see the other people walking around. You don't get to see the other things that he's looking at. And you get the blubber hanging from his fat face. And like, people don't use this angle because it is not appealing. So, you know, well, I'm going to have to make a joke. It's like, maybe his wife still does him this favor after 25 years. We do not know. If you ever wanted this this vantage point for Ken Domik, well, now you have it. Anyway, it's just more cringe from Ken. So, moving along.
Thanks. All right, we're off to Vancouver.
Good morning, everyone.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard, madame. Welcome aboard.
12 what?
Right beside you.
He's just sat down.
Yeah.
It's 9:40. The plane leaves at 9:50. We're in row 12. A and B. Ready to go to Vancouver.
Look at this guy who is stuck sitting next to Ken for a 5-hour flight. Does he look happy to be there? No, sir. Ken is so rude. He just includes he thinks everybody else are extras in the movie that he is making. Ken thinks that footage of him playing with the TV in the plane and playing with his phone in the plane is great stuff. So he's on a 5-hour flight and he's going to shoot all this boring footage and then he puts it on his vlog channel, which is where we got this from. Let's just fast forward through all of it, alright? Let's just go fast through this garbage. Thanks. Wait, stop here for one moment. Ken Domik drinking? Early in the morning? No. Remember this scene for later on. Back to the boring footage. Now that he is in Vancouver, what do you think Ken Domik is going to do first? If you guessed drink, then you guessed correctly. Ken is on his way to a bar, and do you see the person off to the right? That person probably does not have the luxury that Ken has to shoot garbage and make money from it off of YouTube. And he probably is not begging for money all the time on YouTube as Ken does. So Ken doesn't pay attention to him because Ken wants to get to the bar, right? And so that guy is going to walk right into Ken because Ken walks in front of him. So Ken is on his way to start drinking. Well, sorry, to keep drinking. And he also makes a dumb joke because he hears a car horn and says, "It's time for a car accident." How are car accidents funny? Like, Ken just keeps making cringe material. So here we go, watch it. That guy is going to walk into Ken's camera because Ken walks into him making his garbage footage, and then he does the joke about car accidents being funny or something.
Beer, some water maybe, and a car accident. All right, got our drinks. I went for a lager, and I went for this premium craft lager, and so I got a pint of that, and then she told me about this nitro stout, and she gave me a little sample of that.
The next thing that Ken Domik is going to do is attend a restaurant called Momo's. He's going to set up his camera that he holds in his hand, and he'll start shooting himself, and at the same time he starts shooting other people behind him. I'm going to do a close-up so you can see just how pissed off they are that Ken is being rude and shooting footage of them in a restaurant. We'll run it twice, so here it comes.
Found this little place called Momo's Sushi. It's like it's under street level, part of like a mall. But I ordered an asahi, of course. Found this little place called Momo's Sushi. It's under street level, part of like a mall. But I ordered an asahi, of course. And Carol and I ordered a bento box. And that's the, what's it called? The sweet potato roll?
Yeah.
Yams. And that's the rainbow roll, which I like. Carol doesn't like cucumbers in her sushi, so she asked for no cucumbers, and they accidentally didn't do cucumbers in mine as well. So I'm minus cucumbers. I like cucumbers in sushi.
Here we go again, with Ken Domik finding fault with something that there is really no fault with. His wife told the waiter, no cucumbers. So the waiter follows instructions and keeps the cucumbers out. It is up to Ken and his wife to say, no cucumbers just for her, and cucumbers for Ken. If you give them an instruction that says no cucumbers, it's going to get followed, probably, and so there's no cucumbers for anyone. I'm sure that they didn't say, no cucumbers, and Ken does want cucumbers. The only instruction they must have received is his wife saying no cucumbers, and here's Ken now complaining, or to use his language, bitching. He is bitching about there being no cucumbers in his sushi. Doesn't Ken Domik hate pickles? Doesn't he realize that pickles are really cucumbers that have been shrunk, just like raisins are grapes that have been shrunk? This person needs to stop talking about food. He 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 needs to get off YouTube. He needs to get off YouTube. He doesn't know anything about food. He can't even order food. He can't. And what does he do? He shoots video of other people in a restaurant without asking for permission. He is an absolute idiot when it comes to food.
Oh well, let's eat. So that was Momo's Sushi. The food was awesome. Nothing wrong with anything.
Yeah, except for you complaining about good service and shooting customers without permission.
Cannabis culture. Let's check that out. Boss. Cheech and Chong.
Are you kidding me? Is he actually going to shoot footage of bongs? Yes, he is. He's shooting footage of drug paraphernalia. Great job, Ken. It really got a lot to do with food. And A-list material, too.
Last on our list after the marijuana shop, but that doesn't sell marijuana. Although if you ask the right person, they'll tell you where you can buy it. We're going to the top of Vancouver.
So now, Ken Domik is going to go to a fancy restaurant. Remember, he's always asking you for your money. Keep supporting Ken Domik with your money, folks. And what's he going to do at this fancy restaurant? Do you think he's going to eat a fancy meal and review it for you? No. He is going to drink.
Draft is like $9, which is kind of normal. Oh, I thought you can do a tasting flight, but I'm going to do a Stanley Park Noble Pilsner. $9.
Okay, so he drank on the plane. He drank at the bar. He drank at the sushi place, Momo's. And now he's drinking at the tower. And not eating. Maybe he should do a food review. Sorry, it's a food video now, right? Or a food adventure. It's not a food review video. Yeah, check that restaurant. Now, remember that restaurant. And remember the money he's spending when he asked you to give him your money. And let's see what kind of a job he's doing besides drinking. Yes, he is going to review something. Ken Domik has flown from Toronto to Vancouver, pretty much across the whole country, to review a hot dog.
Welcome back to another Ken Domik food adventure just for you.
Wait 1 minute. Hold it right there. A food adventure just for me? No, it is not just for me. It is just for you, Ken Domik. It's not for me. It's not for the other people watching this video either. It's all just for you because the money's all just for you. And what about what you used to call these things? A food review just for you. It rhymes. A food review just for you. Just for you. Just for you.
I flew all the way from Toronto to Vancouver, and before I came here, I asked all my social media, where should I go and where should I eat? And a gentleman by the name of Edgar said, Ken, if you're going to Vancouver, you gotta go to Japa Dog.
That is the best that you can do? A hot dog? You flew across the country to review a hot dog? Like, get off YouTube. Get off YouTube. Stop making food videos. Stop making food videos. Ken Domik, please and thanks. A hot dog. You drank 4 times today and you're going to review a hot dog? Okay. So, we can do this. Let's do this. Here's the boring footage of Ken pointing at a menu. Wow, that's lots of fun. Oh, it's a hot dog. It's a hot dog, and it's a hot dog. It looks like a hot dog. Oh, look at all the hot dogs. Oh, here's the BJ camera angle again. I'm ordering my hot dog. That's great footage. Can I have a hot dog, please? What else do I do? Oh, I grab napkins. Oh, sorry, that's coming. Oh, I'm getting a drink. Here's me getting a drink out of a machine. And there's my ticket. Here's the napkins. I got my hot dog. I flew across the country to get my hot dog. Here I come. It's a food adventure. It's a food video. It's not a food review anymore. I got my machine drink. That's a good machine drink. What do I got here? Fries? What am I going to say about these fries? The same thing I always say. Cooked. Wow, these are warm. Cooked to perfection. That's my review of all French fries. Cooked to perfection. It's boiled, greasy, fried potatoes. They're French fries. They're fried in grease. These are fries. Never mind, I just had a whole restaurant I didn't pay attention to. Actually, 2 restaurants. I was too busy drinking. These fries are cooked to perfection. They taste like potatoes. They're very cooked to perfection French fries. And what else do we have? Here's the hot dog. As you can see, it's got some seaweed on it and some Japanese mayonnaise. Other than that, it's a hot dog. It is a wiener and a bun and Japanese mayonnaise and seaweed. What does it taste like?
It tastes more like a sausage than a hot dog. Sausage on a bun. The mayo's adding a nice flavor to it. The seaweed, I can't really taste the seaweed.
Thanks, Ken. That was great. We have a wiener, a bun, seaweed, and some Japanese mayonnaise. It's adding a flavor that is good. Yeah, it's the flavor of mayonnaise, you idiot. Thanks for reviewing a hot dog. This is a real food adventure. You drank 4 times in one day. And you have to show us all your footage because that's how you make your money. So as long as you're drinking literally all day, you may as well shoot footage of yourself having booze. And, when it actually gets down to the food, which is supposed to be an adventure and a food video, you get yourself a hot dog. And you say, well, it's got a bun, it's got a wiener, it's seaweed that I can't taste, and the mayonnaise is adding a flavor here. Yeah, it's the flavor of mayonnaise, you idiot.
So just the dog is $8.29 plus taxes, and then you get that $5 upgrade to get a big drink and a huge bag of fries. I suggest you get the upgrade, but I'm just not sure if this is worth $8.29. I'm thinking like a sausage downtown Toronto is like that and a drink, like a can of pop. I think, nice Ferrari is my buy. I think it's usually around $4 or $5. So the fact that just this by itself is $8, it is good, but I'm not sure if I want to spend $8 on a hot dog or a sausage.
Do you want to know the difference between getting a hot dog at a hot dog cart in Toronto and getting a specialty hot dog at a restaurant in Vancouver? The difference is that, do you see that restaurant there, Japa Dog? It has a lot more expenses to take care of. It's also offering you seaweed, which a hot dog cart in Toronto will not offer to anyone. Yeah, I'll have some mustard on that and some, oh, get it yourself, sir. It's all lying there in the tray. Oh, okay, I got some mustard here and some relish that's been hanging around for the past 2 days, and everybody's been putting their hands into it, and that's why it costs $5. And you will not find seaweed there. You also will not find Japanese mayonnaise. You idiot. Stop making food videos. Stop making food videos. If you don't want to spend $8 for a specialty hot dog in Vancouver, why don't you go back to Ontario, go back to your hick town, get back in your cheap car, and go drive to Toronto and do a review at a hot dog cart in Toronto. And say, wow, I'm having a hot dog in Toronto for $5. Of course, there's no seaweed. Of course, there's no Japanese mayonnaise. And of course, there's no restaurant to take care of either. Yet I'm having my hot dog for $5. I don't want to pay $8 for a Japanese-style hot dog in Vancouver with a restaurant that goes with it. Then go back to Ontario and have your hot dog for $5. You blithering idiot. Stop making food videos. Stop making food videos. Get off YouTube. Get off YouTube. Ken Domik, please and thanks.
Alright guys, I am all done. On my rating scale, I'm going to give Japa Dog the number 1 on the menu. I'm going to give it a total recommend.
Thanks so much for your boring and middle of the road review of a hot dog. And you have a food channel, right? So you fly across the country to review a hot dog, and you give it a middle-of-the-road review. There should be, 5 selections there. It's just that everything that you do is I would recommend that. Yeah, I mean, as long as it's not complete garbage. What do we get from you as the review? I would totally recommend it. Actually, you do have 5. It's just that you don't want to put them up there. That's your go out and get it now plus. So you're too stupid to have all 5 selections there all the time. And wait 1 minute. Wasn't this just a food review? Because at the start you called this a food adventure. And you went and got a hot dog and you reviewed it. It looks like a food review to me. Because you got your ratings right there, and that's how you're ending the video, with those ratings. What do you call this thing again? What are you calling it now? Are you about to be demonetized? Are you clowns who eat garbage in your cars going to be demonetized? And you used to call it a food review just for you. A food review just for you. Now you call them food videos or something else?
And we'll see you next time on another Ken Domik food adventure.
Yes, thank you for that food adventure, Ken Domik. You flew across the country to review a hot dog. Along the way, you drank 4 times. You drank on the plane, you drank at the bar, you drank at the sushi restaurant, and you drank at the tower restaurant. And when you finally get around to making the food review, you do it with a hot dog. 1 wiener, 1 bun, some seaweed, and some Japanese mayonnaise. It reminds me of the time you flew to Japan to review a cup of coffee. That is how much you put into your job of making food videos on YouTube. And you expect your Patreons at the upper right corner to give you money. To give you money. To give you money. To give you money. So you can go on these food adventures. And we can watch you drink 4 times in 1 day. Starting with drinking in the morning. Thanks for all that you do, Ken Domik. And your food channel filled with food adventures, food videos, because now you don't call them food reviews, because YouTube is probably getting close to demonetizing you clowns who eat garbage in your cars every week. Could you please just put a fork in this, Ken, and get it over with?
Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. Say goodnight, Carol. I thought she was going to say goodnight, Carol.
Way to go, Ken! You just made your wife look like an idiot on your 25th wedding anniversary for a cheap joke. You're the man, Ken! Great job! Thanks for all that you do, Ken Domik.